Hello you guys, welcome back to another video on this channel. Today we are back with a story time, and if I'm being honest, y'all, I don't even know what I want to call this story time. I feel like I just want to tell it Kiki. It was a while ago, we can talk about the embarrassment now. And I also just feel like it's kind of like awareness for girls too, just to like see red flags in relationships early in situations like this and take men who act like this for what they are and not what they tell you. So let me just get straight into it. So yeah, like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna call this one, but this is basically the most embarrassed I've ever been in public in my life ever. And this was not even a year ago. This was not even a year ago. I literally remember when I was in this relationship with this crazy man, I literally had seen a quote that was like, don't marry the guy who is like nice to his colleagues and coworkers and all that, but then comes home and yells and screams at like his wife and kids. Like there's so many men, husbands like that who just have like such a false front. And I was like, that is literally the type of man I was dating. Like if you guys already know, if you guys know, you know the lore. I was dating this man who completely lied about his life to like get in a relationship with me at first. Like around the time of the day this fateful story took place, it had probably been like a week or two since this man had told me he didn't have a home. He didn't have a place to stay. All this stuff in his life was wrong, blah, blah. After we're only like dating officially for a month, I'm like, oh, I should have got up out of there, but we moved. This man was literally giving that like Christmas and stuff like that was after, but I just remember how this man was so miserable with his life and his problems, and he decided to start dating a girl and dragging her down with him. Like I remember he would be like so mean to me, so irritable, always ready to blah blah blah, never want to hear about my concerns because my life is too hard. So when you talk about your problems, it's blah blah blah, like so irritable. But then I'm like, I remember when he came to my family's Christmas, like acting like such a nice guy. So nice to everyone, laughing and smiling. Like when we would go to restaurants and stuff, joking with the people ordering our food, blah, blah. But I'm like, but you're so like, you hate your life. Like it was scary. It was a scary switch. Mentally cuckoo. But anyway, if you know, you know, out of the kindness of my heart, I stayed with this man, the kindness that I will never have for a man again, let alone a man 5 years older than me doing nothing with his life. I was like, we should do something. Like it's like Christmas season now. Like I feel so bad for my new boyfriend because he's so depressed because he lied to me about my terrible life and got me stuck in this situation. And I was like, I really wanted to do something nice for him to like make him have like, you know, you're supposed to be like happy during the burr months, during the cuffing season and stuff. So I was like, oh my god, like I bought us tickets and we're gonna go to SeaWorld. We're gonna go to SeaWorld. I hadn't been to SeaWorld in a long time. I'm from California, so like I grew up my parents taking us there. He had never been, and I was okay. Like I do remember going once as a kid during like Christmas time, and it was like cool. It was fun. It was vibes. So let's go. So I paid for the tickets to go to SeaWorld. We also did the whole matching outfits thing. I paid for both of our outfits. I was giving sugar mama. Yes, y'all. In every single relationship I've been in, I've always been the event planner. I don't want to be like that on the next date, next man I'm gonna date with, but we'll see. Um, so yeah, I did all the things, and you know, like mans who are just like dreamers and not doers. And again, he had literally no reason to start pursuing a relationship with someone, but I guess he just wanted me so bad. He lied and tricked me into one and then dumped all his shit on me. Like he was literally like, oh, like you paid for the outfits, you paid for this. And I'm only mentioning stuff like this because obviously when I love someone, and well, I don't know if we were in love at that point, more or less, but like when I care for someone, I'm not someone who's like, I would never buy a man anything. I would never pay for any single date. I'm not like that. Like I definitely believe in like 2/3 ish. Like I would definitely want the man and my husband and stuff to be taking care of more stuff than me. But also like I understand we're both human and we're both in this God, like I don't mind. But stuff like this just really mind boggles my head because it's like, you know, when you do stuff for men out of the kindness of their heart and then they turn around when they're mad at you or when you're not broken up and be like, You didn't even do that much for me compared to how I did to you. And we're talking about tickets and we're talking about outfits. And I remember, anyway, this goes into the day. He was saying, like, oh, like, I love you. Thank you so much for doing this. Like, because you paid for like the outfits and the tickets and stuff. He's like, when we go to the amusement park, I got everything else. Like, I got food, parking. That didn't happen. But anyway, we're on to the day. We're on to the day of SeaWorld, and there is a lot to see. Because, mind you, I hadn't been in a few years, and there's two SeaWorlds. There's one in California, and there's one in Florida. Obviously, I'm from California, so I went to the California one. And when I grew up, there was like barely any rides at SeaWorld. Like, it was mainly given aquarium. Like, it was mainly given aquarium. There's a lot of stuff that's been built there since then. So I was like, whoa, like they got real roller coasters and stuff. It was like a lot to see for me and him. And this is just like stuff where I'm like, dang, I really should peep that. Like, have y'all ever been with a dummy? Like, you know, when you go to animal places, places with wildlife, or just stuff like that, where it's like you don't know for sure. There's fences and stuff for a reason. Like, I literally remember SeaWorld, because it was Christmas, they had a place with reindeers. Y'all, I have never seen a reindeer up close, let alone I did not know they were real. Like, y'all, I literally thought reindeers were up there with unicorns and stuff for the longest. I'm like, reindeers, like, it's two reindeers in a pen. There's like a handler on the outside, and it's like there's a fence, but there's no like there's a fence, so we're not like in the thing with them, but there's no signs that are like don't touch, or like the guy isn't telling us like we can touch or anything. He's just like, oh hey, he just greets us. Like, I'm with a 26-year-old man who just immediately is watching, and when one comes close, like like, did it say this was a petting zoo? Did it say you could, did the guy say, hey? No, he didn't say anything. Like, I literally felt like secondhand embarrassment. And the guy was like, whoa, like, don't touch that one. Like, that one's very aggressive. You're not supposed to touch them. And he was just like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know, y'all. It might not seem like a big deal to you, but I'm just like, as someone with a developed brain and context clues, it's like, when there's wildlife, you don't do anything like that unless there is instructions. Like, I felt so embarrassed, but we move. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, the day wasn't too bad. We were getting compliments on our matching outfits. It was like nostalgic. Like I said, I hadn't been there in a few years. And also, I think I've mentioned to you guys before, as a kid, I was a kid who did like little commercials and stuff. I literally remember as a kid, I filmed a commercial at SeaWorld. I was like, oh my God, like I literally remember I filmed over here. Um, and yeah, like all the new rides were cool. I don't know if it's just the water sign into me, but I love water animals down. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the zoo too, and I definitely want to go to the zoo, the safari park, all that very soon. But I love water animals down. Like, I think when I was a kid, I used to say a dolphin was my favorite animal. Um, so I love seeing stuff like that. I feel very in my element. He's enjoying it. But one thing about this day is like it was December and the SeaWorld in California is along the coast. He was mentioning even on like rides too, like when you're on a fast ass roller coaster and it's already a little chilly, like you know how your face be feeling cold. So it was like a pretty chilly day. Not rainy, but like definitely chilly, especially, you know, it's December. I don't know if your state has a time change, but it's the time where the sun goes down way quicker, so the days feel shorter, all that. So it's fine. Like I said, he said, oh, in the park, I got everything. He did not. I helped pay for parking. I helped pay for snacks, even though he said, because you bought all this, that didn't happen. But again, I'm feeling so bad for this man who lied and manipulated me about his situation. I'm like, I just want him to be happy because his life sucks and he lives in his car and blah, blah, blah. I'm just eating it up, eating it up, eating it up, eating it up. So the sun starts going down, and this is when it starts getting. So, mind you, how I said it was chilly. He had mentioned that he was chilly a couple days in the day, as literally anybody else would mention too, because that was a fact. It was a cold day. I was cold too, especially getting off those roller coasters, the cold air in your face. Like, I'm probably like red and stuff, but it was chilling. Like, our matching outfits were like the pants and the jackets. So the jackets on were pretty quick. Whatever. So the sun goes down, and we're like, well, we've rode everything we want to see. We've looked at different exhibits and animals, and we rode one ride twice. And he was like, we both agreed, like, our favorite two we want to go on twice. So we went on one, then the sun went down, then there was another one. We are like, we're gonna ride this one more time. Um, So I remember he was like, my mom like loves dolphins. He was talking about it earlier in the day. Like for Christmas, I kind of want to look around and see if maybe I can find something dolphin like for her. Again, why is he talking about buying gifts when he couldn't even afford the I don't know. I don't know, but I was a little lost too. So I'm like, cool. So when we go by there, there's a really cool gift shop by the last ride we want to go on. So I'm like, we should go in there and look for your mom. And he's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, I mean, I kind of want to just like look around and see if something's in there that I want to buy too, because the whole day I hadn't bought anything for myself, like to take. So we go in there. So we go in there. He's looking around. He's like, like I think like my mom is just maybe she would like something different, or I don't really know if she'd see the point in this, yada yada yada. And so he's like basically coming to the conclusion he doesn't really think I'm gonna get anything. So I'm like, you know, when you're in a gift shop and like I'm looking, so I'm like listening, but I'm also like looking at stuff for myself. So that's what it is. That's what I'm hearing. I'm basically coming to the conclusion. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm looking at stuff I want to look at, and then like all of a sudden, like I hear this man just like snap while I'm in the middle of La La Land looking at these dolphins and looking at these little things. I hear him being like, all right, so are we gonna ride this ride one more time or not? Like what you got me waiting in this gift shop for? Yo, like it sounds like a different person. It literally sounds like a different person, but I know so I like turn to him and I'm just like of course looking shocked because what, like I was just listening to a normal conversation and now I'm listening to someone snap at me like they're ready to fight. And I'm just like, I don't even think I say anything. I just think I like look. And he's like, I'm like, what? Like confused, obviously. He's like, you got me in here, went in this gift shop. It's cold. Like, you know, I told you I'm anemic. Yo, honestly, I don't remember if he told me that like that was really something he had that day or the day before. Like, y'all, this was a liar. So like I'm not trying to like laugh at someone who actually deals with that, but like it was just so random. Like, what you mean? We're just in here in this gift shop and now all of a sudden you're mad at me and everything is your fault. So I'm just like, what is your problem? Like, we were looking around because you wanted to look at something for your mom, and like we're just looking like, why are you talking to me like that? And he's just like, come on, bro, come on. Like, if you're gonna look, blah, blah. And like, mind you, I remember discussing this in therapy before, before I knew this man was a psycho. Like, I literally seen a TikTok the other day where I was like, stop trying to psychoanalyze that man. No matter where this comes from, he's wrong. So I'm just like so confused. I'm like, what does he have to be mad for? Like, is this really just because it's cold? And even if it's because you're cold, it's giving toddler. Why are you snapping and raining like on me? A normal, respectable young man would be like, I'm actually like really cold. Like, could we just leave the gift shop and hurry up and get on the ride? Or like I'm really cold and like not feeling good anymore. So could we just leave? Like not just like so I'm like what the so when he's still just like blaming me and saying like I'm cold and you know blah, 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 I literally just like stare at him as he's still just like talking to me like I just start like walking away. I don't know what this says about me, y'all. I'm not like running. I wasn't okay. My thought process in that moment was um like I said, I was in therapy at the time. This was my first relationship since dealing with abuse, and like my abusive boyfriend was very much like abusive, but like he was one of those where he would never like show it in public or embarrass me like that. So like the fact that someone was like acting like this to me so rude out of nowhere, but also in public and like talking to me crazy when there's literally nothing wrong, my response is just like, I asked you what's wrong and you're still talking to me crazy and disrespectful. I'm just gonna walk away from you because nigga, who are you talking to?
Feel real comfortable, huh? Get uncomfortable. Block. The fuck out of here. Not doing.
Like that's literally, I just like walk out of the gift shop. I'm like, I need to just walk away and have a moment. Mind you, I'm not running, I'm not whatever. And I just start like, and I start walking out of the gift shop at a normal pace. So I start walking. I can still hear him under his breath, like, sounded like a crazy man, probably scaring the children at this park. And then like he yells again like, Alicia, where are you going? And I'm just like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And I just turn around. I don't know if he said anything else. I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom to get away from whatever this is. So I'm walking. I'm like, oh, there's not a bathroom on this side. So I keep walking. And y'all, like, like this man is like crazy. Like crazy. Like I'm literally just walking. I told you I'm trying to find a bathroom. I just need you to get away from me for a little bit. Like maybe I could have like explained that, but I don't, because why are you being disrespectful? Actually, I don't need to explain anything. Because why are you acting like a child having a tantrum and acting like this towards me in public, in this public place with kids and families? Like, what the he's literally like yelling at me through the crowd, like, Alicia, Alicia, where are you going? Like, after I already said I was on the bath. Y'all, I literally, this is when the embarrassment kicked in. I'm like, I see like workers, I see regular people literally just like looking around, looking at me, like they're looking at me like they're scared for me. This is how this man sounds. And again, I'm just like, I finally go into the bathroom. I come out of the bathroom and I hear, if you watch Weird Boy Mom. This is the same man. I see him on the phone with his mom. Yeah, crying to his mama about snapping on this girl who took him out and paid for everything because he's cold, because he can't tell someone that he's ready to leave or that he's really cold like an adult. I don't know what that is. But I get out and I'm like, I remember when we came, like obviously I'm not gonna go on this ride anymore. I'm not gonna like whatever, we can just leave. And I'm like, we literally parked, like this was a weekday and it was very like low, like all the lines were super short. There's barely, and we got to park like right in front of the park. You know, normally at amusement parks, like it's like different lots are in the back and stuff. And I was like, can you just like go and I'll just like come to your car because like I know where it is. And so he starts walking and then he's like, nah, like I'm not about to leave you in here. Like walk with me, but just give me space. Or like you can just walk in front of me or behind me or whatever. So I'm literally like, okay, y'all, like when I come out of the bathroom, I feel like I can still see people looking at him and us just like literally okay. So whatever, we go to the car and this man is acting like normal, like on his phone. Okay, you ready to go? Yes, yes. My cat is in my lap looking up at me like, he said what? So, like I said, like the classy girl, post abuse, post therapy, like I am, I waited to the car and not at an angry, screaming, aggressive man where there's children and stuff. And I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, why did you just embarrass me in public like that? Like, if it was because you were cold or whatever, like, it's like you don't speak to me like that, blah, blah, blah. And this man, I don't know if I can do it again. I don't know if I can do it, y'all. This man, as far as he told me, I don't know. Because again, this is a man who lied so much. So I'm like, is this true? I don't know. This man told me that he literally had like some mental illnesses. Nothing wrong with people who have mental illnesses, especially knowing that person and knowing why and the stuff they go through to have it. But everything wrong with it, because even if people aren't diagnosed with stuff, everyone goes through like depression and anxiety and stuff like that. I'm not saying they're the same as diagnosed issues, but nothing wrong with those things and why you have them, because it's not your fault for what's happened to you. Everything wrong with talking to people crazy and not getting help and oh nothing helps and just starting to date this girl and not disclosing all that and everything wrong with that. So he immediately just goes into victim mode like, well, you know, I have this disorder and you triggered it and made me madder by walking away, and also I'm anemic and you're over here being slow and stuff, like not being considerate of my need. Like he just flips the whole script on me. Like I acted like this because you acted like this and triggered my mental illness. That's literally what he was giving in the car. And mind you, still like yelling and screaming, like as we're driving, like as he's explaining it to me. And so I start crying, I start hyperventilating, having a panic attack. And I'm just like, do you not understand like the embarrassment? I was like, these people were looking at me and looking at you act like that. Like they were genuinely looking at me like they were scared for me. Like they were ready to come up and be like, ma'am, do you need help? Like I was like, you don't care about that? He's all like, I don't care what anyone thinks. Who cares what people think? Like you say they're looking up to you, look, they know you don't need, well, we know you don't need to be scared to be around me. Why do you care what they think? Again, he's gaslighting me. Why do you care what other people think? I don't care what other people think. This is the same man who was like, I don't post my relationships a lot because uh I have family on there and they're always judging me and for being with different people or what I'm doing with my life. That's why I just don't post a lot. Oh nigga, I thought you didn't care what people think. I literally remember telling this man that one time before, and he got so mad when I'm like, "Oh, what happened to not care what people think?" Oh, but that's like y'all, literally psychotic. Like that's just his whole thing. And then it's like eventually, I guess to make up, like he doubles down a little bit. This man used to all. I'm like, actually, you're mentally insane. Like we already knew that though. But he used to always say too, like, I'm yelling and I'm angry right now because I'm also mad at myself for embarrassing you and being like that. So you're screaming, yelling, and being aggressive because you're mad at yourself for making me cry and making me bump, but you're still directing the aggression and screaming and yelling towards me. Hmm? Like literally, um, like this was so down bad, y'all. Like that relationship should have ended that night, and I should have let him suffer um during December by himself and not giving because like yeah, I just had too good of a heart. Like I just felt bad for this man and felt for this man, but literally that TikTok stop psychoanalyzing them. Oh, I did that and I acted like that because my mental health. Okay, you still did it. It still affected people. Like it's a like he used to always say that too. Like oh, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to provide understanding. You're understanding. Like what? Like what? Like what? Like there's a reason behind everything. Like there's ways I've talked to people crazy or things that I shouldn't have said. And of course it has a reason because I'm hurt, but I'm like, that still doesn't change the fact that I did it or the fact that it caused harm or that I should be sorry. Like, what? What? And the fact that what makes me so sad right now is I'm like, I just know there are some girls who are gonna comment and are gonna be like, "Do we date the same guy?" Like because I swear, anytime a girl shares a story of being with a psychotic man, abusive tendencies, or whatever, there's always a girl who's like, I have the exact same story in a slightly different font. I have and like that's just crazy to me. It's like me now, even though that wasn't even a year ago, it was almost a year ago. That I'm so strict. That relationship would have ended that night. I'd been like, oh, so sorry I triggered you. Drop me off and never speak to me again. Cause what? Like literally, I feel like if I stayed with that man, that would have been my life. Like that wasn't the last time he embarrassed me in public. I think that was the worst time, but embarrassing me in public, probably if I would have went on and have a family, like embarrassing the kids, making them shit, like that is not the type of person you want, no matter of like it was always a game of like, oh, but just wait when I get up in this, then I won't be like this, blah blah blah. You shouldn't have been like that from the start, little like I said, like no sympathy. I had so much sympathy for this man and the situation he was in because like I cared for him and I felt for him, but again, no sympathy because you manipulated me and tricked me into a relationship before dumping all that in. Like you didn't disclose all that. It would have been all on me if you disclosed all that from the jump. And I was like, hey, I just want to mess with you, which I would have never done. But yeah, y'all. And that's why but thank you. Thank you to every terrible man I meet because that is why I get stricter and stricter. I be so quick. I be so quick. Like, y'all, I've been single, what, like 7 months since February? I'm so strict. I'm so strict. Any conversation I've had, little talking thing, it's like I never cared. Either get right or get left. Like, it's been so peaceful. I am open. I, my son was talking. What? You got something to say about this? You wasn't even there. All right. I am open to this cuffing season and all that. But literally, like it's been so peaceful. Like I said, I'm always open to what's meant for me, and but I'm like this 7 months, my mental health has been great. Like it has been so peaceful. I've been growing my business. I've been working. I've been stacking. I'm a mother. Um, but I'm like, yeah, like I would literally, I love, like again, even though it's one of those relationships where I look back and I'm like, girl, what was that? Literally, like I said, that should have ended that night and should have made it a 2 month relationship instead of a four. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm like, that's crazy how like I felt so deeply for someone. I was like, I feel like I'd rather be embarrassed like that just to be there for someone and have like, be there for someone who felt they had nothing rather than be by myself and feel peace. The only disruptions I be having now is this cat right here waking me up for food and just picked up his $80 medication. Like, that's the only, like, that's my son though. Like, he's gonna be there when I have my future husband, when I have my future baby, and all that. But anyway, rant over. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you think about this story, especially my girlies. Like, would you have reacted how I did? Like how I said, I just walked away from that crazy ass behavior because before you talking to, like, do you agree with me? How I'm like, I would have been done that night. Like, let me know because I'm like, I could, yeah, I could never do it. I know relationships are going to come with trials and tribulations, but someone who is has no emotional self control and is willing to just act out like a tantrum like a child in public, especially when you're 5 years older than me, is crazy. Is crazy. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening to another story time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.